Ken, since you've bailed on me and you won't do any more games with me the rest of the year, I have to ask this question now.
I know what you're asking.
Stanton hit his 400th homer last night. Is he a Hall of Famer if he gets to 500? Because he's probably going to get there. I mean, he's got enough time on his contract if he's healthy. Is he an automatic Hall of Famer with 500 home runs?
Hall of Famer?
I would say no.
Wow. And so he would be the first. So he would be the first one with 500 homers and not linked to steroids.
Right.
Right. I know what you're asking. To me, a Hall of Famer is someone who starts off with 10-year dominance. Has Stanton had 10-year dominance? No. He's had a couple of big seasons. He's certainly had a lot of home runs. But he's essentially a DH right now, and he's been that way for some time. It's hard to look at him as a Hall of Famer right now. Now, at the end of a career, when we have the 5 years to think about it, maybe we look at it differently. If you're just judging on numbers, sure, 500 home runs has always been a magic number when it comes to the Hall of Fame, except for the steroid guys. But at the same time, if you're asking me if he's deserving right now, I would have to say no.
Fred McGriff didn't get voted by the writers initially, and he was just about at 500 home runs. What was he, like 493,
I think?
Fred McGriff had a brilliant postseason record. It was a different kind of player. He was more durable. There were things that Fred McGriff offered. Frankly, he should have been in a lot sooner, in my opinion. I voted for him.
You didn't vote for him. It's your fault.
I did vote for him, AJ. Go back and look at the ballots. They're all public.
And he's got the edge over Stan, too, even if I'm just looking quickly at, like, Baseball Reference WAR, because obviously, he just blitzes you with a question like this, Ken. But, 44-ish for Stanton, it looks like. And he's a negative WAR player this year, by the way. And let's see, Fred McGriff is in the 50s, I know, 53, I think, for him. So it's not the be-all, end-all, but
I am certain that if he gets to 500 and we're looking down the line, that a number of writers will say, yes, Hall of Famer, that he has the numbers. To me, it's not quite that simple. And I like Giancarlo Stanton as a guy. It's nothing like that at all. We're just talking about the player. And I just don't see it. I don't know that many fans would see it that way.
Stanton has more homers already and more RBIs and a higher OPS in the playoffs than Fred McGriff does, but we ambushed you by this one. So
how many at bats does Fred McGriff have in the playoffs, and how many at bats does Stanton have in the playoffs?
200 and 188 and 96 for Stanton.
So that's almost twice as many. I'll take Fred McGriff's postseason record.
I'm with you, Ken. Tell him, baby. I'm with you.
No, I'm saying Stanton. Stanton has 96 and Fred McGriff has 188.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
You're saying because he even though he has the same number of home runs and RBIs in half the at-bats.
You're saying in the playoffs.
In the playoffs.
Fred McGriff was a pretty good postseason player. I don't have the numbers in front of me.
Yeah.
Sorry I ambushed you, Ken. It's fun doing it, though.
That's okay. Hey, AJ, you know what? Actually,
I just thought it was relevant because he hit his 400th homer last night, and I've always wondered, like, is it an automatic?
Do you think he is in? AJ, you think he's in?
Oh man, it's like what Ken was saying. Like, it's tough. It's like he basically just hits home runs, right? Like, there's not a lot of. I mean, got an MVP, but it's like I don't know. It's such a good argument on both sides. That's why it's going to be interesting to see what happens if he gets.
Now, if I answered it like that on TV, if AJ posed the question to me on Fox, and I answered it like that, Todd, you know what he would have said? Give me an answer, man.
Yeah, exactly. Tell
him, Ken.
Tell his ass. Give me
I don't have a vote. If I had a vote, I'd give you an answer. But unlike Ken, who has votes and all these things, he never gives you an answer because he's like, wait till my Twitter wait till I tweet out my ballot, then you'll know my answer.
Well, first of all, it's a fun question to talk about, but it's not a relevant question until 5 years after he retires.
You know what,
he's not retiring anytime soon.
Ken, you could have asked Stanton in person, Yankees, Red Sox next Thursday, but instead you highfalutins took the Rays, Orioles. So, I'll ask him when I see him.
I believe, AJ, that was an executive decision that I had.
You just wanted to go back home to Baltimore. I get it.
The reason we created this show is to find out exactly where Fox places AJ and Ken each week. So I'm glad we got that settled. And now we know why AJ brought up the question. So, no, it was good, though. It's good, clean fun. Ken, thank you very much. We'll talk to you, where are we, next week?
Thanks, guys.